Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. We're going to get started. I have the pleasure of providing the welcome this morning. So welcome to the WEI Symposium, our first of these, which I think we'll certainly be having more over the years, and we're real pleased that you're able to be here. I am Brian Durham. I'm the Executive Director for the Community College Board. If you don't recognize me, you can open your program and you will notice I'm wearing the exact same suit that's in the program. So that tells you a lot about my fashion sense. It's really great to have you all here and to see you. So excited to kick off this symposium, and I understand we have 190 attendees here at the meeting. We have 32 colleges represented, 8 community-based organizations, 8 employers, 10 agencies, the Lumina Foundation and Jobs for the Future. So what a fantastic group to have all together to learn about such a wonderful, wonderful program. Our board, the Community College Board, if you don't know, and the community college folks, you better know, right? But if you don't know, the Community College Board is the coordinating board for the 48 community colleges across the state. And amongst the things that the board takes up is on an annual basis, they approve a set of board goals that ultimately help set the focus of the agency, the focus of the staff, the areas where the board sees we need to place our priorities. Our board goals are essentially boiled down to 3 things. The first, and really our top line goal, is a focus on equity as an agency, and focusing and pushing and cajoling and funding and motivating the colleges to also do what they already do so well, which is focus on equity also. Our second goal is a focus on seamless transition. That transition is about transition from high school to college 2-year to 4-year, from 2-year to employment, and on. And to make those transitions smooth for students and for all the individuals we serve, whether it be community college students, adult ed students, WEI students, wherever those students, those citizens of Illinois may fall. And our third goal is economic development. And economic development is big, right? I mean, economic development encompasses a lot. The community colleges bring about $3.5 billion worth of impact on the economy in Illinois and touch about 43,000 jobs and work with 9,800 unique employers. And they do a lot of this work connected to projects like WEI, where the goal is, of course, not just to get students into jobs, but to get them into jobs that pay 30% above a living wage. So to help those students move out of poverty into the working and middle class, and ultimately be on a path to economic stability and to meet their economic goals. And WEI is obviously about equity, having helped 9,000 students through the project, 71% of which are African American students, as you know, the target being 60% African American students, and really a revolutionary approach to delivering a program to just make the statement, to put it out there that we're going to target specific sectors, and it's proven to be so successful in WEI. Of course, WEI is also about transition, because through the work that we've done as a system, through the work that the colleges and all of you have done, we do things like complete wraparound services that are fully connected to and engaging the full student to help them get through, to help them transition into employment, to get that certificate, to meet their educational goal. And by smoothing that transition, we make that transition more seamless. And that's the work that the WEI has really been such a fundamental leader on in the system. And of course, about economic development, because we are helping 9,000 individuals get credentials and meet their goals and rise up so that they can become contributing taxpayers and that they can have a living wage to support their family. And that is the core of economic development. So truly, the WEI project reflects the full gamut of our board's goals, and ultimately, I know the goals of community colleges across the system who do all these same things locally. The program has garnered and indeed been so successful that we've doubled some national metrics, that we've met and more than twice exceeded some completion goals. We've gained national attention for this. We've gained national partnerships because of this work, and we've modeled other programs on WEI and will continue to do so. Because we've seen, and I think we've learned, certainly in the pandemic, how important all these really engaged comprehensive services are for students. And so in the coming budget, we have, and I know Representative Gordon Booth is on her way, right? But through her leadership, we've been able to maintain funding in this coming fiscal year for $18 million for WEI that we intend to continue to press forward on. But we also have dollars in there for electric vehicle and advanced manufacturing, dual credit. We have money for adult ed, all of which are going to benefit from the learning that we've had in the WEI project. We're continuing with the PATH project as well, which is modeled on the WEI project and is engaged in those same sort of comprehensive services. And if you don't know, PATH is about doing this kind of work in healthcare, specifically, which suffered so much during the pandemic. We learned how important these supports are in the pandemic, and I can't emphasize enough, really, where WEI is compared to where some other programs were and some other efforts, and just generally some challenges we had across all of higher ed during the time of the pandemic that was so tough on all of us, colleges, institutions, everyone, because of the supports that we were able to provide to students, because of these wraparound services. We really only experienced as a program a nominal decrease in enrollment and services that were provided. We did have some challenges, I know, in clinicals, which hit all of healthcare, but ultimately the project largely hummed along as it had been doing before. And that is attributed, I think, to, of course, all of your hard work and the design of this program and all the services that are there. And that was something you can't say about all the projects and all the programs we have out there. And so I think that's a really important thing to acknowledge. This, I have to say, this hard work, this success is due to the hard work of the 18 colleges that have been engaged throughout this project. And you know, with hope and luck, we'll be able to expand that to meet more needs across the state. It's due to also strong project leadership through Illinois Central College and their leadership, and Don Kay, and I'm not going to pretend to try to pronounce your last name, Don, so we'll just say Don Kay and her leadership. Jen Foster in my office, who's done a great job as well. And of course, Representative Jahan Gordon Booth and all her leadership, who has for sure. Who as the House Chief Budgeteer ensured that WEI funding continued, and she has indeed been a champion of equity in Illinois in WEI throughout her community and her district. And so I have, as I know that Representative Gordon Booth is in transit, I have the privilege of introducing Jennifer and Representative Jahan Gordon Booth. Jennifer is going to take us through a couple things, but I do want to, before Jennifer gets up here, I do want to say just one or two more things about her as she makes her way. Jennifer is, not only does she oversee WEI, but whether you know this or not, Jennifer oversees all the programs in our agency. So she's a little busy. managing this project, working with Whitney and her team on PATH. It serves as our chief diversity officer in the agency and is truly a gem of the community college system. And I certainly couldn't do what I do without Jennifer's support and her leadership. So let's welcome Jennifer to the stage here.